A military conflict between the U.S. and Iran could very likely become a reality. That's because the Pentagon has announced the deployment of an additional 1,000 troops over to the Middle East, citing concerns about threats from Iran. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo also held meetings with key military leaders to discuss U.S. strategies going forward. RT's Rachel Blevins is joining us now from the studio with more details to this. Rachel, what's the latest now from U.S. officials?
Well, Manila Secretary of State Mike Pompeo met with leaders from U.S. Central Command and Special Operations Command in Florida today. He has said that the U.S. is considering all options, including military force against Iran. But he also noted that President Trump has said he does not want to go to war. Here's what he said.
It's been our mission since the beginning of this administration to convince the Iranian regime not to move forward with their nuclear program and not to continue to engage in development of their missiles and all the other activities, the malign activities that they've been engaged in around the world.
Now, this comes after the acting Pentagon chief gave the green light to send 1,000 additional troops to the Middle East on Monday, and he said it was for defensive purposes to combat air, naval, and ground-based threats. He also claimed the deployment is in response to recent attacks from Iran, which validate the reliable, credible intelligence the U.S. has received on hostile behavior from Iranian forces and their proxy groups that threaten United States personnel and interests across the region. The justification stems from an attack on 2 oil tankers in the Gulf of Oman on Thursday. Within hours, the U.S. placed the blame solely on Iran. Now, while Iran has adamantly denied the accusations, the Pentagon doubled down on Monday, releasing grainy photos of what it claims shows forces from Iran removing an unexploded mine from one of the vessels. The U.S. said the images were taken by a Navy helicopter, and it claims they provide evidence that Iran's Revolutionary Guard, which the U.S. has designated as a terrorist organization, was behind the attack. However, the owner of the vessel featured in the Pentagon's footage has said that the reports of a mine attack on the tanker are false, that sailors on board saw flying objects before the tanker was hit, and the damage from the attack was above the ship's waterline. Now, in addition to denying any involvement in the attack, Iran's president spoke out on Tuesday and condemned accusations from the U.S. He also maintained his country is not seeking to go to war with any other nations.
We do not wage war with any nation. Our opponents are a bunch of inexperienced politicians. But on our side, it is not just the country's officials, but the whole Iranian nation that is unanimously present in this battle.
Now, the timeline here is notable because last month there were reports of 2 Saudi Arabian oil tankers being attacked in the Persian Gulf. The U.S. responded by deploying 1,500 troops to the Middle East. In response to the latest attack, it has taken the U.S. just a few days to announce the deployment of 1,000 more troops, even though Iran has continued to deny any involvement. It has been more than a year since the U.S. withdrew from the nuclear deal with Iran and then violated that agreement by increasing sanctions on the country. This recent announcement from Iran that it will also violate the deal by exceeding the limits of its enriched uranium stockpiles before the end of this month could signal an upcoming flashpoint between the two countries. Manila.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more of RT America's one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe and never stop questioning more.